So guys, there's a new update for Dead Cells, what is called the Barrel of Fun update. I mean, who the fuck comes up with these names anyway? But this means recap time, so without further ado, let's get into it. So they have added a new biome, what is like an alternative one from the High Peak Castle. So it is the last biome, basically, before the Hand of the King fight. And this one is entered from the Timekeeper boss fight and the Giant boss fight. So you just enter it and you can enter the level from the Collector area. So that's the transition level. So the biome is called Derelict Distillery. So this means a place where spirits are manufactured. I mean, those names doesn't make any sense. I mean, they have been smoking some good shit, because give me something, please. But anyway, let's further go into the biome. So to explain the biome, the easiest way is to say that it is a Donkey Kong reference from the Mario games. You know, that he throws barrels at Mario and you need to try to dodge them. That's basically the setup of this whole biome. I mean, look at the picture. Even the guy who holds the barrel has a tie what says DC. What is referring to Dead Cells, obviously, but it is Donkey Kong. Duh. I mean, look at it. So if you think about that, then you kind of know how the layout is going to be. There are going to be basically a lot of barrels thrown at you from trap sections, and you can actually deflect barrels as well through walls, and you also have a neat mechanic to break the walls. I do say it is a neat mechanic, but it is not really, you know, a must to do in the biome, but it is there, so whatever. There are two new enemies in the biome as well. The Infected Worker, what this guy does, he throws the barrels at you. You can also deflect his own barrels at him back. And there's also another attack he does. If you are too close, you're just going to push the barrel in front of him and then it will explode. So you want to just dodge backwards to dodge it. And there's also a second new enemy, what is the Living Barrel. And this guy is a fucking pain in the ass. This guy will chase you around just like the Rampager. And there's two attacks he does. He does an AoE attack where he spikes or shoots spikes from the barrel. And if you kind of attack him, he will charge up to self-destruct. And the explosion is pretty big. So you either just kill him very quickly or just keep running away from him. But I think it's better to fucking kill him, because that AoE radius is just fucking insane. So how the biome is basically laid out is you have a midsection and then you get a door where you need a key for it to unlock the door, obviously. And I think there's always a scroll behind the door as well. So you have two paths in the beginning. One path leads to the barrel bazooka, what is actually the new weapon, what can be dropped from the Infected Worker as a blueprint. What is pretty awesome, actually. So be sure to check that one out. Oh, I'm going to explain what it does. But let's just explain the biome first. And with this barrel launcher, you can basically use it to destroy every fucking thing in the biome. And the walls, obviously, because at the end of the biome as well, there is a wall which you have to break in order to progress to the throne room. There's always a guy, an Infected Worker, who can break the wall for you. But if you are stupid enough, just like me, to kill him, then you need to go get that barrel bazooka to break the wall at the end of the biome. And there's also the pathway towards the key, what you need to use to open up the door in the midsection. And that is the biome. I mean, play it for yourself. You will see how it goes. Let's talk about the weapons as well. The barrel bazooka is dropped by the Infected Worker, what I said before. It has a really low drop rate, so you better pick up the Hunter's Grenade with you and use it on that guy to get the barrel launcher or bazooka. The Living Barrel guy will also drop an item, what is the Tesla Coil. It's a trap, what you can use. It has also a really low drop rate, and using the Hunter's Grenade on this guy could be pretty fucking annoying, because he will self-destruct once he gets low. So if you have a freeze or something or stun with you, it makes it easier to get this blueprint with the Hunter's Grenades. But I got lucky and it actually dropped on its own, so I got both of them with the first run I did, so I can't complain. The barrel bazooka actually is pretty cool, and it does a really good amount of damage if it gets a critical hit. And you can kind of abuse the critical hit. It gets a critical hit if the barrel bounces off or has been reflected back and forth before exploding. This means that enemies can actually re-deflect your barrel, so be aware that that is a thing. So it can still fucking hit you as well. So you have to like bounce it back again. But I usually just abuse the thing with that you just stand on a wall or towards a wall and then just shoot the barrel into the wall and it just straight up bounces back into the fucking enemy and you get a huge chunk of critical hit damage. What is a pretty good combo with this barrel launcher, or a combo, well, tactic to use this critical damage of the weapon. And it scales with the brutality and tactics, so you can make a build of that if you want. So for the Tesla coil, it's basically a shock trap, just like a crossbow trap. You just put it down and with the radius, it will shoot lightning at nearby enemies and inflicts the shock damage on it. And it is scalable with only tactics. I guess this one is really good. I think it will deal a lot of damage to a lot of enemies, and it can hit multiple enemies in the lightning radius. So I guess it is really good to clear biomes with, because it just hits a lot of enemies in a straight area. So this should be a good trap to use if you want to try a tactics build or something. And that is basically the most interesting stuff they have added in this update. There are some minor changes and one good rework from the explosive crossbow. So I'm kind of going to go through it here with the patch notes. So the prisoner scorers, the rats density has decreased, so they spawn less, I guess. Rats behavior has been tweaked. They now wait a bit less and go less far in between two attacks. The tweaked damage affixes changes of appearing on an item. They should now more or less have all equal chances of being generated. Okay, those are just minor things I don't really care about, but this one is a heads up. Yeah, the Forgotten Supplicant now has 3 boss cell door, or not now. I mean, the 3 boss cell door cursed chest has been replaced by a regular treasure chest, but a cursed chest is now fixed in the level itself, and it doesn't matter which boss cell you're playing at. The weirded warriors, those are the crab enemies with the fucking swords, with the samurai swords who block your arrows. They won't be parrying your arrows if you're hitting them after one of the dashes, so that's good, because if you have a bow against them, they're so fucking annoying to destroy. The Purulent Zombie, that's the worm what throws the what throws the worm. They even say that they need a different name for it. I mean, it's fucking easy. I mean, you make so much good names, guys. Just smoke your shit and then you come up with a better name, I guess. They don't teleport anymore in 4 boss cells or more. The Seismic Blade can't proc the bonus damage on rooted enemies affixes anymore. What I don't really give a shit about because I don't use the weapon at all. The Hayabusa Boots combo is now compounded of only 3 hits instead of 4, meaning the last bumping hit comes faster. Damage when bumping an enemy in the wall has also been increased. It's actually pretty good. And the nerves of steel damage has increased. I will never use that weapon, so I don't care. The infantry bow damage and ammo has increased. I think that is good because that bow's ammo was so shit. The Swamp of the Banished reduced the density of enemies. That's quite good because there was always a lot of enemies in that biome. And the giant tank does less damage. Yes, because I hate that fucking guy. That guy also always one-shots you in higher boss cell difficulties, dude. And that was so annoying. Okay, increased all first bosses and Timekeeper gear level. I guess they do more damage now or something. The Dilapidated Arboretum reduced density of the little mushrooms, so you have little mushrooms roaming around. What was a kind of issue, I guess. And no more Oven Knights. That's good because I hate those guys. I mean, fuck them. The Corrupted Confinement. I guess that's the Corrupted Prison. Rats density decreased, so less rats. And the final patch, which is actually pretty neat, is the Explosive Crossbow patch. The melee attack now starts right away with the downwards bumping attack. That means that you instantly do the explosion attack of the crossbow, what is pretty fucking cool actually, and you can stun lock enemies quite good with it. And it does a decent amount of damage, and it really looks like you're a fucking crazy idiot who just keeps spamming that explosion. And the range attack is faster, what is also nice, because I do hate the wind-up of the crossbows because it was so slow. And it does more damage than previously, but it no longer stun-locked enemies, but it still bumps them, but less. But it's quite good, actually. I kind of use the explosive crossbow quite often, and it is pretty good now, I guess. There's some quality of life changes where I don't give a shit about. The ice crossbow prevents the worm spawn of victims' death fix. Added a 60 kill perfect door after the spoiler biome. That's the prison depths, I guess, and the corrupted prison. And some bug fixes like decreased chance of +% damage on critical hits appearing. I don't know what the fuck this means. But guys, that wraps up the patch notes. But there's still one thing I haven't talked about, and that is they added a 8-bit version soundtrack from all the biomes, and you can switch that one in the sound settings. So if you want to listen to that, then go ahead and change it in the settings. I say it really makes the game sound better, and some tracks are really more interesting than the original one. But anyway, check it out for yourself, or just watch a YouTube video of the soundtrack. I think that's much easier. But I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and hope it was helpful. So I thank you guys for watching, and I see you in the next one. Take care.